Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 4. We will explain material about synthesizing. Before we are going to the topic, let me introduce the member of the group. The first is Wahyu Setyawati. Second, Rahma Haritsa Fitriani. Third, Daril Masito. Fourth, Uswatun Hasanah. Fifth, Septi Widianingsih. Sixth, Syafa'ah. 7. Salsabila Annisa Rohma.
Definition: synthesizing means combining two or more summaries. Synthesizing is not only summarizing some sources, but also combining those ideas and finding the similarities and differences. The differences between synthesizing and summarizing. Some people may confuse about synthesizing and summarizing. At first glance, they look similar, but actually they are totally different. A summary restates the information in one or more sources without providing new insight or reaching new conclusions. But a synthesis draws on multiple sources to reach a broader conclusion. 4 steps to synthesize information from different sources. Step 1. Organize your sources. When you make a paper or other kinds of scientific writing, you will collect some relevant literatures. However, the information that you have got from the sources are still the rough draft. In that case, you need to organize your notes. In order to find a connection or the similarities and the differences between one sources and other sources, one of the ways to synthesize the relevant literature is to put your notes into a table. Depending on your topic and the type of literature, there are a couple of different ways you can organize this.
There are two ways to organize the sources of the information we receive. The first is make summary table. A summary table collates the key points of each source under concise headings. This is a good approach if your sources tend to have a similar structure. For instance, if they are all empirical papers. Each row in the table lists one source, and each column identifies a specific part of the source. The summary table gives you a quick overview of the key points of each source. This allows you to group sources by relevant similarities, as well as noticing important differences or contradictions in their finding. The second is make a sentences metric. A sentences metric is useful when your sources are more varied in their purpose and structure. For example, when you are dealing with books and essays, making various different arguments about a topic. Each column in the table lists one source. Each row is labeled with a specific concept, topic, or theme that recurs across all or most of the sources. Then for each source, you summarize the main points or argument related to the theme.
Step 2. Outline your structure. After organize your sources, you need to decide how you will group them together and the order in which you will discuss them. For a source paper, your outline can just identify the focus of each paragraph. For a longer paper, you might want to divide it into sections with heading. And there are a few different approaches you can take to help you structure your synthesis. Number 1. If your sources cover a broad time period and you want better in how reaches about the topic over time, you can organize your discuss chronologically. That doesn't mean you just summary each paper in chronological order. Instead, you sort group article into time period and identify what they have in common, as well as signaling important turning point or development in the literature.
Number 2, if the literature covers various different topics, You can organize it thematically. That means that each paragraph or section focuses on a specific theme and explain how that theme is approached in the literature. Number 3, if you are drawing on literature from various different fields or they use a wide variety of research methods, you can organize your search methodologically. That means grouping together studies based on the type of research they did and discussing the findings that emerged from each method. Number 4, if your topic involves a debate between different schools of thought, you can organize it theoretically. That means comparing the different theories that have been developed and grouping together papers based on the position or perspective they take on the topic, as well as evaluating which arguments are most convincing.
Step 3. Read paragraph with topic sentence. Reading paragraph in synthesizing is the same as paragraph that you usually make. You can make a topic sentence first to help you organize the paragraph. A topic sentence can be a simple summary of the paragraph's content. Early research on X focused heavily on Y. For an effective synthesis, you can use topic sentence to link back to the previous paragraph, highlighting a point of debate or critique. Several scholars have pointed out the flaws in this approach, while recent research has attempted to address the problem. Many of these studies have methodological flaws that limit their validity. By using topic sentence, you can ensure that your paragraphs are coherent and clearly show the connection between the article you are discussing. As you read your paragraph, avoid quoting directly from source. Use your own words to explain the commonalities and differences that you find in the literature. Don't try to cover every single point from every single source. The key to synthesizing is to extract the most important and relevant information and combine it to give your reader an overall picture of the state of knowledge on your topic.
Step 4. Revise, edit, and proofread. In the last step, you should revising, editing, and proofreading your work. You can make a checklist like the example below. Checklist for synthesis. Number 1. Do I introduce the paragraph with a clear, focused topic sentence? Number 2. Do I discuss more than one source in the paragraph? Number 3. Do I mention only the most relevant findings rather than describing every part of the studies? Number 4. Do I discuss the similarities or differences between the sources rather than summarizing each source in the turn? Number 5. Do I put the findings or arguments of the sources in my own words? Number 6. Is the paragraph organized around a single idea? Number 7. Is the paragraph directly relevant to my research question or topic? Number 8. Is there a logical transition from this paragraph to the next one? Whether you are synthesizing literature for an essay, a literature review, or any other paper, you should make sure you can answer yes to all of these questions.
Some tips in synthesizing. 1. Don't force a relationship between sources if there is not one. Not all of your sources have to complement one another. 2. Do your best to highlight the relationships between sources in very clear ways. 3. Don't ignore any outliners in your research.
It's important to take note of every perspective, even those that disagree with your broader conclusion. It's enough for us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.